Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. I've got Suzanne with me today, and we are so excited for a brand new week of Three Things Live, aren't we?
So excited. I'm extra excited with what we've got to do.
You've been having some fun with what we've been playing with this week.
It's so fun.
Can't wait. Glad you're here. Welcome to Three Things Live, where theme number 1 is something to smile about, theme number 2 is something to learn, and theme number 3 is something to discover. Let's go. Hi friends, welcome to Three Things Live. I'm Kris here at my girlfriend's quilt shop, and I'm so thrilled to be able to start a brand new week. There's nothing like a fresh beginning, right? And I saw in the comments that Marilyn on YouTube said they just received their first snowfall out in Ohio. That seems early, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, but a lot of you are under the teen Thanksgiving camp of decorating for the autumn Thanksgiving holiday. A lot of you are teen camp of get Christmas up early. It's pretty interesting to see in the comments. Thanks for sharing. All right, guys. Well, today and all this week, we are in the cozy mode, right? You know, it's just the air's a little bit more brisk, and there's nothing like texture. And when I talk about texture, I like to think about different fabric textures. We talk about corduroy and satin and minky and cotton and flannel. I mean, give me all the fabrics. I love every single one of them. And when they combine together, it actually is a really great look as well. And it can really add a lot to your home decor or to even to what you're wearing. It's all about the cozy textures this week and how to sew with them. And I'm so excited because today we are starting the week off with a bang with our friends, the sisters.
Kris. The sisters.
Sisters.
Amok.
Oh my goodness. Okay, does anyone know what we're talking about? You are so good. You are so good. So if some of you are going, what in the heck are they talking about? You need to go to our Facebook page from a week, 2 weeks ago.
Halloween.
It was
Halloween,
I should have known it. It's been a while since I've seen you guys. Halloween, and our dear Shelby and Abby had their fun with getting our pictures put into the.
It wasn't them first.
Witches.
It was Cindy.
Shout out to Cindy. Yeah. She's the one who dreamt it up.
Yep.
And then we had some fun with it.
We did.
Oh. Yeah, so nice job, guys.
And they did an amazing job.
Well, I don't know. I mean, someone in the comments had said something about how Kris and Cheri should do more of these kinds of things. She didn't even mention Suzanne. And I said, did you know that's Suzanne in the middle?
I couldn't
They had
believe it.
no idea.
I know.
She was
You look
perfection.
so good.
Well, I mean, Abby told me, just make this face.
Yeah.
You know? And I did it. And look what they did. They made
Too
me
funny.
Bette Midler's twin.
Yes, they did. Well, you pretty much are. Wow, that was really fun. So Cheri, welcome back to, home of the brave, land of the free.
It's really hard coming back home.
Is it?
It really
You had a nice
is.
vacation?
It was. It did rain the whole time, so don't feel really, super happy for me.
Don't you expect that? I mean,
it was.
You know
it was
what?
So much
when
fun.
I was back there in Ireland, it rained too.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty rain.
It is.
And
It's
comes
most
and
of the
goes.
time it was. We did one stop in Cove that it was raining horizontal, and that was not pretty rain. But other than that, it was kind of a light mist.
Yeah.
All day long.
All day long.
but wasn't it just green?
Oh yes,
beautiful
everything's
green.
beautiful
Yeah.
green.
So,
I mean,
that's
the walls
awesome.
grow things. And, I'm like, that is not Utah.
Right, exactly. Oh, how true that is. Well, guys, this week we're starting off with cozy textures, and I thought it might be kind of fun to play a little game with you. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm a little
not
bit scared,
Okay,
actually.
all right. So I want all of you at home to play along as well. And so go ahead and type in the comments what you think the answer is. They're going to do part of it, but I need your input as well. So I had some fun pulling together a bunch of different textures of Textiles, and they're gonna put their hand in there. Let's call it a taste texture test, but I don't want you to taste it. Don't taste it. But we're going to call it a taste texture test.
Taste it with our hands?
Yes, taste it with your hands, with another one of your 5 senses. And first off, you're going to guess what it is. But this is where I need your guys' help from home. We're going to do this kind of as a learning lesson at the same time, because a lot of people get intimidated by certain fabrics because they're not sure what needle to use. There are so many needles out in the market, am I right?
Yes.
And sometimes we get overwhelmed, and what is a microtex needle versus a quilting needle versus the ballpoint. Leather, all those. So we're going to talk about that for a few minutes as a little game and learning lesson at the same time. All right, guys. So Suzanne, you pick first, and don't look into the basket.
So do you want me to pull one out?
Pull any of them out.
Pull something out?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Can I look at it?
Oh, touch it and guess what it is.
Well, I knew what it was immediately.
He knew immediately.
So, because I can tell, because I know this sounds horrible, but my fingers snag on it.
Oh, yes.
Even with lotion.
So tell us what it is.
It's fleece. Or you want to call
fleece.
it.
Very close.
It feels like a sherpa.
Sherpa. So what kind of needle do you use when you sew with sherpa?
Is this it's a polyester? Is it a polyester?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a polyester.
I would probably just use a universal or a, I don't know, I'm not very good at needles, but I would, and it's not very thick. I think I could get away with a 90-14.
You probably could, yeah.
Maybe a little heavier needle.
Okay.
But I think.
What are you sewing it to?
Yeah.
That might depend too.
Maybe, perhaps.
It's really soft though.
Is it?
I mean, it's
so,
very.
all right, if you guessed in the comments that you should be sewing with a stretch needle.
Wait, it is stretch.
Or a ballpoint needle.
I was going to say ballpoint.
Let's take a look at what this looks like. So, a ballpoint needle is one that a lot of people will recommend for sewing with knits, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this one, when you're sewing a sherpa, you definitely want to actually reduce your presser foot pressure. Okay, think about it. That's going to get stuck, right?
Yeah, get that to move through.
Definitely
easier.
use your walking foot. Don't iron it. All right. Be very careful about ironing, and pin or clip generously, and use polyester thread, because that is like a polyester, right? So they actually recommend using a ballpoint 80-12, or you're right on the size. For 90-14, you could use a stretch. And they also recommend that you actually lengthen your stitch as well. So to like a 3.0 to a 4.0. So again, it's helping that needle glide a little bit faster, a little bit smoother over the sherpa. Have any of you ever sewed with sherpa? I have once. I sewed that.
That was enough?
I was like, okay, on the back of a blanket, not a quilt.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it was good. So Kim Yanko said 90-14 stretch, so she was right on that.
Good.
So yeah, there you go. All right, are you ready, Cheri? All right. Guess what it is first.
That is a corduroy.
You are right.
Awesome.
It is a
Look at
corduroy. Oh my
I love corduroy.
Okay,
down
I
here.
love corduroy too. Have you guys ever mixed corduroy and cotton in the same quilt?
Yes, I have,
Yep.
and I love it.
It is not against the rules, guys.
No, it's a
It is not
great
against the
texture.
rules.
I mean,
it is.
it's visual interest too.
Especially like fall feels corduroy to me.
Uh-huh.
Like with your flannels or whatever.
Flannels, corduroys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heavy
so
cottons.
what needle would you use for this? Any idea?
Probably the one that was in my machine.
You know
we were
what?
supposed
You're
to be
not
honest.
wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah,
And
exactly.
it probably should have been changed 3 projects
Yeah.
ago.
Exactly. All right. Any guesses as to what needle you should use and what size? And it actually will differ a little bit on the size depending on how thick your corduroy is.
Yeah, this is.
All right. If you guessed a jean needle, you are correct. A jean
Really?
or a denim. Yeah.
Because it's pretty.
A jean
It's
or
a
denim.
pretty dense. where that one felt light and stretchy and fluffy.
Very
This one's a
stretchy.
little bit more dense.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So
does
let's pull
that
up
one
the
doesn't stretch at all,
denim
does it?
needle
Nope, no stretch.
on the screen, because this one, you can see it has a very sharp point, very different from the one that we just saw, right? The ball point was definitely didn't have that sharp point. And what they're saying is for lighter cords, you would use like a 90-14, but if you have a heavier cord, you would actually use 116.
Oh.
So it's a few other tips with sewing them. You want to make sure the nap is consistent, a walking foot helps, and you avoid overpressing. All right, next one.
The nap's a big deal with
The nap
corduroy.
is a big deal with corduroy. So
All
you
right, do you want me
always
to just pull
wanna-
anything out?
Yeah,
Oh,
go
well,
ahead.
that was easy.
Yeah, that was flannel, right?
Oh yeah, that's flannel.
Yeah, that is a flannel. There's, you know what? Not all flannels are created equal either.
That's very true.
There's very thin flannels,
Yeah.
and then there's heavier flannels.
This
so,
is a little bit thinner.
Any idea of what needle is suggested for flannel?
For this one right here, I would probably just use a regular, like a universal microtex, something like that, and I'd probably use this one. I could probably use an 80-12 or 90-14.
Okay. All right.
One thing I do know about flannel, though, you do kind of want to lengthen the stitch. I have
Yes.
been not counseled, but told you go up to a 3.
Well, there you have it.
And there's no stretch, at all.
Right.
Of that, so.
Exactly. So the needle that you should be using, by suggestion, is a microtex or a sharp
Microtex,
needle.
yeah.
Sometimes those words are used interchangeably. And so, again, notice very sharp, and the shaft changes a little bit as
that's
well on
interesting.
that.
Okay.
So what they recommend is a microtex sharp 80-12, or if it's really thick, what would you use?
I'd use the 90-14.
Absolutely.
You could even go to 116 if you need to.
You really could.
Yeah.
If you had a thicker flannel or multiple layers of
Right.
flannel,
Some of
what are you feeling?
Yeah.
Pull it out of the rabbit's hat there. All right. We're playing with.
This is, what would you call
I'd
this
call it
one?
like a
a
crepe de
but-
chine or-
Yeah.
Chiffon.
Chiffon.
Okay, a chiffon. Very pretty for scarves.
Yeah.
What do people use them for? Like overlays on dresses,
Yeah.
Okay.
perhaps lingerie. I don't know.
Flowy.
I had a
Something
baby
flowy.
my baby quilt had this along the edges. It was like
Really?
a ruffle, and so it was my blanket.
Oh,
I guess that's-
look at-
how
can you-
sweet. That's
Yeah,
going to take
you
you
can-
right
I'll
back.
be
You
over
can
here if you
feel
need
it.
me.
So true. Oh my goodness. Okay, what needle, guys? What needle would you use? Think about. Think.
It's
really
gonna be a
hard about this one.
fine
Yes,
needle.
like-
it's definitely going to be a
because-
fine
would it
needle.
would it be a ballpoint?
No.
I was
No?
gonna say I think it would be a
Something
sharp.
sharp.
It's going to be a sharp. It's going to be a microtex needle
Yeah.
again.
I'm
So
so afraid to
sharp's
sew through that.
microtex would be with chiffon, but you would use a very small point or
And probably a
hole.
finer thread, I would think.
A finer thread, yes, and you would probably go to like a size 60, a 60-10, or maybe let's see, a 75-12
11, something
or
11,
11.
yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely with chiffon, you've got to be very careful. Okay, couple more.
Okay, let me see what's this. Oh, stretchy, stretchy.
We love that, right? We love a good knit.
Yeah, that's
a cute
definitely.
one.
Yeah,
It
it's
is cute,
yeah.
huh? Okay, so what needle for a knit?
A
A ballpoint.
Definitely
Definitely
a
a ballpoint.
ballpoint.
Which I just learned today, since I don't sew.
Really?
Yeah, I never sew with knit, hardly
Yeah.
ever. So,
Yeah,
but
well,
yeah,
a ballpoint needle is definitely where you want it to be because
Yeah, that's light.
With knit, you want it to like go between the layers, right? And you
Right.
don't want it to snag those. So yeah, the ballpoint is definitely where it's at when it comes to doing knit.
is there a
All
certain
right.
size for this light of? You would change with this weight
You
of the
would
knit.
probably change with the weight of the knit. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. You could also probably use a universal too and see how that goes. If you're
Yeah.
not having good success, try
The ballpoint,
something else.
yeah.
Absolutely.
A suede.
Yes,
Ooh.
a suede or a faux
Which
leather.
is such another fun texture.
Yes, it is. Okay, and in just a moment, I'm going to talk about what these different sizes mean too. So, okay, suede, faux leather. What do you think, Cher Bear?
I think it's going to depend on your weight, first of all, because if it's a faux leather that's a little bit heavier, you're going to need something. But this is actually fairly light.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking you would probably just your standard 80-12 is what I would think. What are you going to tell me?
Well, what Class A needles suggest is that you use a 90-14.
Okay.
And they do suggest either a microtex needle or a leather needle, even.
I was just going to say
So,
leather.
yeah.
If this were heavier, I'd definitely want a leather.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So just some interesting things to think about, thanks guys, good job. We could do a million different samples of textures, right? But the most important thing is there is the right needle for the right job. And if you're experiencing trouble with snagging or leaving too big of holes or your thread breaking
Or your
anything
bobbin
like
coming
that.
up. I just saw a customer that had that. That
Yes.
was
Yeah.
like, I can't figure this out. And she said it was my needle.
It was your needle. Don't
was
be
time
afraid
for a
to
new
change
needle.
that needle.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to change it, especially at the beginning of a new project.
Right.
Too, especially if you're working with some of these funkier fabrics. I would always start with a new needle. Now, a really good question came up while we were talking, and that was, what do the numbers mean, right? Well, when we say, for example, like a 90-14, we're talking millimeters of how big that needle is in millimeters. So the 90 is actually the number that would be considered like the English number, and the 14 is the imperial number, which is what we use in America. All right, so it's the 90 and the 14 are exactly the same. That it does not change anything. All right, so you're either looking at, actually, I should say a metric number. They use it back there in England, but the metric number versus an imperial number. So 90, I want you to think about this, is 0.9 millimeters wide. So that means it's going to be a thicker needle, right? It's going to be thicker and stronger than if I were doing a 60-10, which again, 60, that top number is your metric. The bottom number is your imperial, which is what we use here in America. And so it's the same number, all right? But 60-10 is going to be much finer. If you think about it, the 60 represents 0.6 millimeters wide on a needle. So it's a much thinner needle. So again, there's so many things you can learn about needles. Don't you wish you had like the magic needle chart that you could, go, oh, what I'm sewing on this, what do I use? Well, guess what? We have it for you. We have it for you. You can download this. It's a free chart that we put together for you that goes through some of the fabrics that sometimes we're not so sure about, gives you the best needle, the stitch length, and a few extra tips. And do you know there's such thing as a needle matchmaker?
Oh,
there is.
Swipe right.
That's right. Swipe right. Exactly. The needle matchmaker gets a little touchy. It's on classaneedles.com, KLASSE. That's the needles that we carry. So you can find all of those needles on our website. But it's pretty awesome because if you go to classaneedles.com and you can actually put in what fabric you're using, what weight of thread you're using, and what kind of project you're making, and it will tell you the needle and the size to use. How cool is that?
That's
right?
great. Yep.
So just know there is help. There are resources out there. You don't have to go into this blind, and it's good information to know, right?
It is.
Okay, well, there you have it, guys. The needle matchmaker is where it's at. Swipe right,
Swipe right.
swipe left.
But I just
like
want to
it.
know, does that needle like long walks on the beach?
Yeah.
Because then I'm swiping right.
Yes, I'm sure it likes long walks on the beach. Absolutely.
We're nuts today.
Okay. Well, you know what else is nuts? This picture. Let's take a look.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Okay, which
Abby
is
brought
which?
it up. Yes, those are our faces, folks. Oh my goodness. Too good. Too good. Wow. Yeah, you're pretty good there.
I couldn't believe it.
I know, fantastic. All right, guys.
That was a bathroom selfie.
It's too much fun. All right, friends. Well, we talked about lots of different textures today. That just gets us started with the rest of the week as we talk about cozy textures. Today, we're diving into flannel, and we have the most awesome ruler you're going to love. It's the log cabin ruler, but with a little bit of a twist. And so Suzanne's going to take us step by step on that and how to take one block and make it into smaller projects. And then Cheri, you know her.
She's going to go amok.
She goes
sure
amok,
is.
amok, amok, over the top.
Yeah.
Exactly, because wait till you see theme number 3. It's going to blow you away. We'll be back right after this. It's November, and with the new month comes new themes and new faces on 3 Themes Live.
We had Amy Chappell from A. Maroney Design stop by. She taught us how to make an adorable gingerbread man banner and showed off her newest designs.
Then we got a little gingerbread man crazy. We learned to decorate them on our sewing machines, added them to aprons, used them in ornaments, and embellished our clothes with them.
We also introduced the new Stitch Your Story theme for the month, Reflections. Each day we had one of our girlfriends show what they created to help inspire your next block.
And you can do it! Catch up on all of this and so much more by clicking the links below, or watch us live every Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Mountain and 3 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and YouTube.
Remember, 3 Things Live is where we always have something to make you smile
Something to learn.
and something to discover.
Let's go!
Hello, we're back. I'm Suzanne.
And I'm Cheri. How are you doing, Suzanne?
I'm doing great since the last segment.
Yes, I am so excited for this.
Yes,
I'm ready
it's
for your
fun.
wisdom.
Well, the wisdom comes from Creative Grids, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit. Let's just jump right in. Does that sound okay?
That sounds great.
All right, we have ourselves the 10-inch log cabin trim tool duo. It's what it's called. That's a long name, I know, but you all know how I feel about rulers and how they make my projects better, my sewing better, my quilting better.
They take long walks on the beach.
They do. Rulers, I always swipe right for a ruler. I do. So lots of good matches there. So this is the 10-inch log cabin trim tool duo. I'm not going to call it that. I'm just going to call it the log cabin trim tool, okay? So we're going to go with this. Let me tell you a couple things about it. They always come with all the information you need. In this little folder right here, you can also always scan. Where is that? Oh, right. I put my little flower right over the scan. Or no, that's not the scan. It's on there somewhere.
It's on here.
Oh, it's on here, right there. Okay, you can always scan and get that. Go back there and it'll give you all the information that's in this particular sheet right here. Everything you need. Another nice thing about this one is you can go to the Creative Grids website and get the cheat sheet for cutting all of the logs you need for this block. It makes it so fast, and everything's just cut to the right size. No waste really. So I would highly recommend getting this if you go to if you choose to buy this ruler. So we're going to get started on this.
All right.
This ruler will make a couple of styles. It's got the standard log cabin over here, a courthouse step, and also they call it the skinny log cabin over here, which is the skinny version of the log cabin and the courthouse step too. Basically what that is it's like 2 times, in fact, I'm gonna grab that really quick.
So it's almost like you have multiple rulers going on here.
Yeah, you do.
So it's not just like
does
one
so
block,
much.
it's multiple blocks on this
So
one.
this is the skinny one. So every one of these is like twice. You sew them on 2 times. I'll explain.
You guys, the texture on that is amazing.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
It is, with the flannels and the skinniness of it.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So, and then this shows you everything to do. As you make this log cabin, you're going to trim it as you go. And so everything ends up square, which is nice, because sometimes with log cabins, you get a little curve in there and it starts getting worse. So I've gone ahead and cut all the logs for Cheri. We don't need the tool until we've done at least 1 round. So we're going to start with this in our center, and she's going to sew. Here's my point about log cabins. she's going to sew this one on, and then the next one, and the next, and the next. So log cabin, we're always going to go clockwise around, okay? We'll sew 4 logs on, and then we'll trim it using the trim tool. So here, I've got the machine set up for you. I actually put the seam allowance just like 1/4, like I took off 0.25, because this flannel is so luxurious. It's quite thick. In order to get a good 1/4 inch seam, I made it a little tiny bit narrower, just a tiny bit, so that we can, cut accurately. Now you can, with this, just press with the little seam roller thing, or just finger press it.
So do you press with your seams out or in?
Out, just like you're doing.
Okay.
So it would fold it outward.
Outward?
And then, yes.
All right.
Perfect. So the next one goes on right to the right. So you twist, you'll go all the way around it clockwise. And then we'll just get one round on, and then we'll show them how to trim. We can sew the last round on this one. And it's just, and I love sewing with flannel. I don't know about you, but it's such a great fabric.
It is.
It's one of my favorites. Here's the next one.
So when you were doing these before, did you press them with your iron, or did you just
I
finger
actually
press
did press
each
them
one?
with my iron, but I will tell you this. I did not use steam in my iron. I feel like flannel is a little looser of a weave, or it feels stretchier to me than plain cotton. So I didn't put any steam on it.
And if you want to know that, you just try unpicking a seam. And you're like, yes.
Did you learn that
is.
the hard way?
Yes. I was like, and we'll just recut that. That's fine.
Yes, I will. I would rather recut it. All right, so do we have 4 on there yet?
We
Oh,
need
no,
one
we've got
more.
our last one to
One
put
more.
on. There you go. So we're using 4 different colors that are just, they're my colors. They're so perfect. I don't know who downstairs picked these for me.
It was Janice, and
Janice?
they were very. It was
Oh
very
my
cute
gosh.
of them, because they were like, these are
She
Suzanne
knows me. Yep,
colors,
she knows me.
and then they gave me the boring colors.
No, I love what you have. So
Mine's very traditional. Very.
it's perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's perfect for wintertime. So let's give that one quick hit with the iron, so everything kind
Okay.
of lays down flat.
And I'm just going to take it on the back so I can see which way my
Perfect.
seams are
Yeah,
going.
all your seams are basically going to go outward, so it'll work. It lays down great. And then we're going to go ahead and go with our tool here. So after she gets that pressed, when she brings it over, you're going to see, it's really hard to see on here, but if you can see this white line right here, this is where I'm starting for my standard log cabin, which is what this one is right here. This shows, maybe I can do it with my hand. Yeah, there you can see it. This white line, I'm going to center that over the purple. If I were doing the skinny, I'd be starting with this little tiny skinny one right here, but we're not doing that one today. All right, so you can see it doesn't matter how you lay it down. Let me get that right. But we're going to trim all 4 sides, so I'm going to put this on there.
And if you
center
do
that.
it right,
Yeah.
it should match your block exactly.
Yeah, so I might have that just a little bit too
Well,
narrow.
and I was trying to figure out where to go.
Yeah, that's all right. So you're going to trim here and here. But the nice thing about this is, as you're doing it, you can course correct.
Yes.
It will. You can just fix the trimming a little bit. So that one's a little bit wide, so I'm going to go ahead and go right here. And you can see that the dotted lines right here, they line up right there, they line up right there, and you're going to get a nice, perfect flat center. So let me go to this one right here. Let me have you just put this round on right
Oh,
here.
look how fast I was.
I know, look at this. Here, go ahead and put that one on. And then, so the log cabin, the standard log cabin has 4 rounds. I believe the skinny one has 8 rounds. So we'll just go to that one and we'll square that one. And then we're going to take our pre-made block and get started on making our coasters. It's so, I just love this. I've already made one set of coasters to give to people because it's that fast. Once you've practiced this.
So is that the last one of that?
That's the last of that round.
Do you want me to press that
yes,
for you?
Yes, please.
I love that. You should sew with me like this more often.
I know. It's awesome when somebody hands it to you.
Yeah, hands it to you.
I
and
often
it's all
think
the way
that
done.
at night when I'm sewing. I'm like, man, I wish somebody would just kind of lay these up straight for me.
There you go.
Okay. All right, so this is the last one of this. There is one more round to put on there, but I did want to show you how this works. There's round 1. Round 2 is right here. So when you trim the second round around, this is round 3, and this is round 4. So we're on round 3 right here, and you can see. All right, you can see right there, the white is centered perfectly. You can see my black dotted line. Let's see if I can point a little easier. Dotted line lines up perfectly. Also, another thing I've noticed when I'm doing this right is it gets a perfect stair step right here as you go along, and you'll see the dotted lines match up with your seams.
So we have a question.
Okay.
Do you pre-wash your flannels?
I absolutely do not. I don't pre-wash anything. I don't.
I do know like flannels are going to shrink a little
shrink.
bit more.
Yep.
But the quilt that I do that I have that's flannel, I didn't pre-wash it and I did it, but I love the crinkly texture after it's quilted. So if you don't like that, then I would pre-wash your flannels.
Right, because
So
flannel's going to shrink quite a bit.
It is going to shrink.
One thing I've noticed, I put flannel on the back of a lot of my quilts. Most of my quilts have flannel. And it does shrink more than the cotton on the front, but it does make such a nice crinkle on the front. And that's what I like. A lot of people like them a little smoother.
Yeah. And then
So-
there's a question about what size do you cut the strips. The ruler does say all of that.
Yeah.
And I would think on this one it's going to be different for the skinny
Right.
one versus
You're
the...
right. If you look at this part right here, it's going to show you, it says, cut the strips at least 1 3/4 inch wide and cut the center square 2.5 inches. On the skinnies, it's only 1 1/4 inches wide and a 1.5 inch square in the center.
Yeah.
But that's another thing that you'll see with this right here, the sewing and trimming sequence. Go and get this on their website. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Let's get.
I did such a great job
You
sewing
did. You were
that.
fast. So this is an example of the courthouse.
Look how good I was.
You're so fast, and it changed. So this is an example of the courthouse step, and that we can cut up. What we're going to do is we're going to cut this. So this is 10.5 inches right here. I'm going to cut it 5 1/4 inches and 5 1/4
how
inches.
fun.
And I
So
left
they're-
my ruler somewhere else.
Do you need
Yeah.
a big ruler?
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
Okay, so another question that someone had was, could you use a rotating mat on this?
Oh, absolutely.
And I
Yeah.
think that this is a great one the ruler is a great one for a rotating mat. If you're using, so I did my projects using an 8.5 ruler.
Right.
So I wouldn't need as big of a rotating mat as you did with your
Right.
10.5 inch ruler.
Yeah.
So I think you just need to make sure it's big enough for your whole
That's
project.
very true. So another thing that I was meant to point out as well is that you can just line up 1 inch, because this center is theoretically 2 inches. Line up your 1 inch line right there on the edge of that. Be brave, everybody.
Be brave. Oh,
Cut
she
right
just
through
cut
it.
her project in half. Oh no.
And then line it up again. I'm trying to not move that.
So the thing that is nice about, we have a lot of questions coming in about the ruler, and I think that it is a fantastic ruler if you've done log cabins and ended up getting them a little bit wonky.
Yep.
This is a great one because it does give you that step to trim it
Yes,
after each
yes.
round
Which is
of things.
so fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that. Like when I made my very first log cabin, I just took a long strip, and just kept sewing onto that as I go. But and then you press it, and then you continue. No, inevitably, my it would start curving inward right here,
Yeah.
and I never could get it right. So. Anyway, here is what you're going for. You're going to make 4 coasters out of this. So I've already cut this one right here. I meant to tell you also, get a scrap piece of batting and put it on the back. You can see mine doesn't fit perfect, and it was 2 separate pieces. But that's okay. We're going to scoot that over, and we're going to go to the one that I've already got started for you. This one is finished. That's what you're going for. So you're also going to need
And what size was your ruler? Yours was the 10 and a half.
10 and a half.
10 and a half.
So these are 5 1/4.
Yep. 10 and a half Creative Grids Duo Trim Ruler.
That's right.
And that's because it has both.
Because it has two
Yeah, but it has the
options, yeah.
skinny and the.
Yes.
I don't want to say wide. It's more the standard
It's
and
standard.
then the skinny. So.
Exactly. So you'll also, to make the coaster, you'll also need 8 pieces of fabric. If you're going to make all 4 coasters, 8 pieces of fabric. That I cut mine 5 1/4 by 6 1/2, just so I had good coverage.
Yes.
So you can put these on. I'm going to do this right here. You'll lay this on right here. I actually also stitched a little bit of just in the line or in the ditch on right here so that it would hold it together, my flannel. So all you need to do is lay these on right there. You would take the folded, the open edge, lay it on the outside edge, the raw edge of your flannel. Put this on the front, okay? Don't put it on the back yet. And then, I don't know about you, I sew on this side, but that's what I do. I have a Teflon burr, you know, a slippery foot. But I think it'll work with this one. Do you want me to pin it for you, or are you okay without pinning it?
Let's go for it.
Let's do it.
It's a full send here.
And the nice thing about doing this particular style, this envelope back,
so I'm catching the
you're going to
batting.
catch the batting.
Okay, got it.
And then we'll trim everything else off afterward. So we'll cut that down, and the nice thing is that you don't have to leave anything open to turn it right side out. You stitch all the way around, and you just open these up. So I'm going to wait for you to get that one done, but in the meantime, I'll trim this one off a little bit. Let me get these scissors. Ooh, I love these sharp scissors. I need these at my house. So while she's going around that, just at a 1/4 inch, we did just a 1/4 inch. I'm going to trim the corners of these off just a little bit so that they turn a little bit easier. So you can see how I did that right there. Let me cut that batting off. If you can see that, okay, it's just barely there. And while she does that, we'll get this one ready to turn. It really is so fast and so fun. So once you've practiced this, you'll have no trouble at all. See, okay, so now she's got this ready. I'm going to go ahead and just trim that off.
I love that you had one done.
Yeah. I just grabbed some green fabric, and then I had my purples already made. You're gonna trim that one and turn it.
Okay, so I'm just
And then-
trimming my corners.
Yep. I've got a R&K turning tool here. And we're gonna take this, turn it out, and poke out our corners. I love these, they're so awesome.
So we're making these little coasters, but this is a fun quilt to make.
Oh my gosh, as I was making this, I showed it to my kids. I said, touch that, just touch that.
Touch that.
And they were like, oh. And my brother's visiting from Texas, and there was a quilt he wanted. So I said, okay, you can have it. And I said,
wait. I can just come to your house and request a quilt?
It's pretty much like that these days.
Wow.
And so,
We'll be giving out her address after.
please don't. These days, I really wouldn't even miss it. So I said to him before he said, I want this quilt, I said, wait, touch this first. See if you need me to make a quilt out of this for you. But he said, no, I want that one because it has stars on it, and, you know, Texas star, whatever.
Oh.
Okay, so there is that one. There's that one. Let me see, how would those be? Oh, that's how that would be. So if this were the log cabin, okay, and then if we turn one more, which I think I have another one to turn. Oh, no, wait. No, I don't have it done. But this, you can make 4 of these so fast and so easy. Don't you think?
I
mean,
love that. And they're so cute.
Yeah.
And they're just cozy. Like it's the
Exactly.
cozy cabin feel. And
Yeah.
I feel like
Just,
that's exactly what it is
I just
it's
love
giving you
flannel.
that. And I also love the log cabin is like,
it's one of my favorite blocks.
it is
One
because
of
it
my
represents
favorites.
home.
Yes.
And so to take that and to make it cozy, it's
Yep.
like your cozy home.
I totally agree with you. There was something else I was going to say about log cabins too. Oh, well, this one right here, even though I didn't make it the same size, I just figured this could be a nice big mug rug or, coaster. It's big enough for your cup and your cookie or your donut.
Your cookie and your donut.
7 inches, that's good. So, but anyway, that's all there is to this project. I really encourage you guys to get some flannel and try this. We have beautiful flannel in the store.
So Dana's saying that she's always wanted to make a log cabin quilt. Are the directions on the ruler?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they
and
are.
Like I said, go to the website and download their cheat sheet. It is fantastic. It's the sewing and trimming sequence for the trim tool, or the 10-inch trim tool duo. It's wonderful. They think of everything for you. So anyway, yeah, just give it a try. Get some nice flannel like this. Our store has such a great supply of it.
They do.
Yep.
Which we do have a deal right now. If you
What?
want to call in the store, you can get 25% off of your flannel.
I've got to get more.
You
Like
guys-
I need it, but I
you
do
better
want
call.
this.
It is. I love
Yeah.
the quality of flannel we have and the rich colors of it.
They're so
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
All right, that's all there is to that one.
All right. So let's come back after this and we will show you some different twists of some projects you can make.
Connectivity features. This is how you're going to get a very long stitch out. I mean, we don't have a hoop that fits this size.
Now, it tells me that my embroidery is finished.
Uh-huh.
And is it okay to connect your next pattern?
And you're gonna say,
And
heck
I'm
yeah.
gonna say, you bet. Now,
It says heck yeah on
Yeah, it should. That is a projection.
line that up exactly with that little
Wow.
image. That needle comes right down to the very center
Oh my
of
goodness.
that. And
so
if
we
it's
want to
not-
make sure that our stickers are within that embroidery field.
Okay, but do I need to move it up because this fingers
you
press
do.
line is
You want to
like
make sure that that is right there in the
fold.
center of my hoop.
So it's recognizing the hoop.
Uh-huh.
It's recognizing where the stickers are. Look at that.
And I'm gonna say, okay,
And then you just start again,
And then
and
you
it just matches it up perfectly.
yeah, it does.
Wow.
Remember, 3 Things Live is where we always have something to make you smile
Something to learn.
and something to discover.
Let's go. Look at you. You gotta love a still shot like that, right? Let's all recreate Cheri's still shot.
What am I laughing?
Gotta love it. Hey, that was so fun. I mean, my goodness, look at these adorable coasters.
They are the best.
And you know what? You're right. It does remind you of home. It's cozy. It's just, oh, I love it.
It makes you want to build a fire.
Yes, exactly.
Sit home and drink hot
Have
chocolate.
a-
That's what a
right?
log cabin does.
Yes, yes. It sounds awesome. Okay, so log cabin trim tool. Love
Yes,
it. Love it.
And there are multiple
Lots.
different ones out there.
Yeah. So we have the 8-inch one, 8-inch finished
Yes,
one on our
yes.
website,
Yeah.
and now we also have the 10-inch
It's finished.
which makes both of them make the courthouse steps or the log cabin.
Yep.
But the 10-inch one is a little bit bigger, and you have
You
the
have the skinny
skinny
option as well.
option. Okay. All right. So multiple things going on
There are
with
So
that.
much fun.
But-
Lots of options, and they're all
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Lots
and
of
they're all
fun.
really similar. So like once you get one, you'll be like, yeah, I like that. Get the next one.
Yeah, I
'Cause-
love it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Or just get them both.
Yeah,
Just do it, yeah.
there's that too. All right.
I know I will.
Too fun. Yeah, I mean, Dana, I love that she says that she's always wanted to make that, so that's pretty cool. And, as far as a pattern to suggest, this is what's so fun about a log cabin. It is so versatile. And if you were just to make that 10-inch log cabin block, and you go on Pinterest and you put in log cabin quilt, you're going to see so many different variations, but it doesn't matter. It just depends on where you put the formation.
Yeah, or where
Right?
you do your fabrics. Like, are you doing light dark, dark? Are you doing light, dark, like how you mix those up and stuff like that. And it really is, it's a lot of fun.
There's even an option on the 10-inch one and I think on the 8-inch as well, where you just have the little house, the little, you know, the center, the heart, so to speak, in the corner, and then you just build off that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
I just love
Absolutely.
it.
So,
Well, and,
so
and,
many
yeah, and at
possibilities.
that point, you can also, when you're putting 4 together, it's like, oh, it's a
Yeah.
huge
Like,
log
yes,
cabin.
It's really
I know.
cool.
Yeah.
Fun, fun, fun. Well, thank you, Suzanne. Great tutorial. And so as I was working on putting together what I wanted for the show, I knew that I knew who's the person I needed to ask to say, okay, Cheri, here's an 8-inch log cabin square, and I don't have time to make an entire quilt, but I'm having so much fun with this ruler, and I like small projects. What else could I do with them? And so, take it away, Cheri.
So, 1 block.
1 block. What can you get with
okay,
1 block?
there's 1 block, 5 different projects, and then 1 bonus from 1 strip. Because I was like, I don't know how to make that from a whole block.
Yeah.
So
okay,
we
what do you have? I think this is so cute.
So obviously the first one is just kind of like your little trivet or your
Okay.
little hot pad or whatever it is. Until I went to Ireland. And you also questioned, you're like, can you also throw in the sashiko stitch?
Yes, I did.
Because
I said,
what do you do with texture? You add more texture.
you add more texture.
And
here's the thing. Many of you have this stitch on your machine and you
Yes.
probably didn't even know it.
Yes. So if you had an Altair and you did the upgrade, boom, you have the
got it.
sashiko stitch.
Yeah.
So it is a lot of fun to use, and it turns out it's really fun. I will give you a few tips on the sashiko stitch, but let me show you first this.
Okay.
Because we're going to show you what this looks like. Abby has a picture of a stitch where it just is showing you the stitch. So there's the technique, there's the sashiko stitch, adding some texture on top of that texture. Now look at the close-up. Can you see what you're doing? You are going to have the monopoly on top of in your needle, and then your bobbin thread is coming up multiple times to create the stitch. Now I played with this and I did not, like going with a thicker thread
Yeah.
is not better results.
Okay.
So I
Good
would
to
stay
know.
with your regular threads.
Like a 50 RFL? Or?
Like a 50 or a 40 weight type thread.
Do you mind? I'm going to explain something real quick
Okay.
to our friends at home.
Okay.
If somebody doesn't know what a sashiko stitch means, something I think sometimes we take for granted, but I bet there's some people who go, a what stitch? A sashiko stitch is basically that traditional Japanese hand-stitched look where you have a stitch and a space and a stitch and a space and a stitch and a space. So what you can do, and used to be only you could do that by hand,
Yes.
but now our machines have gotten so amazing that you can now have that hand-stitched look,
Yes.
but be able to do it on your sewing machine.
Yes.
So I just want to clarify that. Okay.
Because we don't got time to do all that.
No, no. Although I would love to if I was in a car or in front of the television or something.
And
I
we
don't
have done things on that stitch.
Yeah.
And it is a lot of fun to do that. But this is kind of giving it the look in a quick way.
Yes.
You are using the monopoly. And one thing that people are always like, well, I can't do that. I can't iron. You can on a medium heat. So
Okay.
that's the other thing that you want to know is that you can use medium heat. You're going to put that monopoly in the top thread, and then you're going to maintain a medium speed. Don't
Okay.
go fast,
Don't
or
go
it
too
kind
fast
of messes
to
up your
break.
stitches. They just start coming up a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, but I would do that. So the other thing I want to show you is a picture that I took in Ireland of an art piece, and
that's
this
nice.
is all painted. But when I first saw it, I thought that's all sashiko stitching. And so when I got home, that's where I took this project and added the curve just to
Yeah.
have my inspiration.
I love it.
So
Okay.
that's what this was about, and it was just cutting out a curve and sewing it on. So that's that one.
Okay.
Second project,
Okay.
I did all the way around to the last row,
Cute.
added in a zipper,
easy.
Easy.
That's so
Yes.
ingenious.
Isn't
I
that
love it.
fun?
Yeah. So this was this started out as this?
Yes.
What?
Magic.
And it's just your little.
And then on your back,
Yeah.
it's just a solid.
You could do a second one on the back.
I love that, Cheri.
So little zipper pouch there with just
Okay.
one block.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Okay.
What else do you have?
What else do we have? We are gonna go with the little zipper pouch right here, or that
The
zipper,
scissor.
the scissor pouch.
Scissor pouch.
And we got out the Vario tool maker to
Yeah.
add a little
course you
snap.
did.
So that just snaps, and then my scissors come out, and this is
This
just
is-
one folded
Okay,
on the
guys.
diagonal.
This started out as this.
Yep.
That just
So-
floors me how perfect
That's
that
so
turns
cool.
out.
Yep.
Okay. So what are you doing, Cheri?
You just fold it in half.
fold it in half
Fold
like
it
this.
on the diagonal.
Okay.
And half on the diagonal.
Here, let's come right
And
up here.
then with right sides together, and then I sewed and left an opening.
So you sewed here,
Okay.
or this is wrong sides together.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would start with the right sides together because you
Oh.
want to turn it inside out.
Okay. All right.
But
so
then
we're
when
gonna go
you
like this.
Yep. So leave a little gap, and then turn it inside out so it would look like this.
Okay.
And then all you're gonna do, I took it this way, is I just took it over and
Oh my
sewed it
gosh.
down.
So smart.
That
Okay.
is so easy.
Wow. That is
So-
really cute, Cheri. I
so
love
super
that.
easy.
And then you brought this over
Yep.
to do your snap.
Yep.
Okay.
To hold. in the
Obviously,
scissors.
you don't have a
this-
binding on this.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So you just do the block, no binding.
Is there
and
batting
then
in
do
this one as
that.
well? Or there's not any batting, is there? Or is there a lining
I
of
don't
any sort?
think there was in this one.
Okay.
It's just kind of thick
That's
because
really
of.
fun.
But if
because
it's the
of
scissors, perfect.
It
I'm just like,
does.
how
Isn't
did you
it?
do that?
So if you do bigger scissors, like your
Oh.
nice big cutting scissors, you just can move your snap up and it will go over it a little bit, but
Okay,
not
look
quite
at her
as much.
sashiko stitching here.
I saw
I
that.
know, isn't it
Love
fun?
this. Can we get an up close of this? That is really pretty. You know what? It's interesting how it does add a lot of
It really does.
texture to
Mm-hmm.
it, adds personality.
Now, one thing I learned, I
Yeah.
would not do my quilting with that either. Like I wouldn't put a batting on it. This is just stitched straight on the fabric. And
Okay.
whenever I tried to go fast, it kind of messed up. And I have to remember just to, it's a zen.
Okay. Okay.
So-
Yes, it's a zen. That's really pretty
amazing.
though.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a nice shot. Thanks,
Yep.
Abby.
And Betty Jo says she has
very
the
nice.
Altair too. Look for the stitch. It's
Yeah.
marked with an S, and then it is called the H stitch because it is for the hand stitched look.
Right.
Okay, and the first one is going to be a free motion stitch. That's not the one you want. So you choose
Just
either
play
the
around
second,
with it.
third, or fourth.
Play with it.
Try
it on,
every
test it.
stitch.
Yeah.
That's what I
Okay.
do.
A
Okay,
lanyard.
the
Love
lanyard,
that.
and this is my favorite. Well,
Like
one of my
that.
favorites because I just added some of the sashiko stitching, and then I cut it on the diagonal into strips,
Okay, that's cool.
and then put it back together.
How fun is that?
So that was one I would love to explore a little bit more. Like, what could you do with that? Because it adds a lot of
yeah.
texture. You have a little bit of bulk,
Yeah.
so just
Well,
know that.
and you could do this with regular cotton.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it would not, any of these projects you
Yeah.
could do with regular cotton,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
We just happen to be focusing on flannel today,
Yep.
but you could
But look
absolutely
how
do
cute
that.
it is. It's
Okay.
so pretty.
Okay, the next one
This,
is this
I
one.
love this one. I love this one so much.
So this
Yes.
one I did take a twist. I put the leather as my center just to add that other
Texture,
texture. Added
yes.
that little bit of stitching. But this is just one block, and let's take it off of there. We added the little buttons and some elastic on there, but it is just folded in half, kind of rolled to the middle. So this, you can see how it just folded in.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So like this
Cheri.
is, yeah, and it's not
This is
exactly
cool.
centered, but
This is really, really
Heidi's-
neat.
yeah.
Let's go up close on this one too, because that is just a really cool look
Mm-hmm.
going on right here.
yeah.
That going into the leather, going into the flannel, again, the textures. I mean, that's
It's beautiful.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heidi said it would make a good back strap.
Yeah, talking about the
Yeah,
lanyard.
definitely.
I thought that was a really clever idea.
Very, very cute. Okay, and then
Okay,
last
this
but
one,
not
you
least,
said cord keeper, and I was like, what?
you got this. You got this. You can
So
do this.
this is my cord keeper. I didn't use the flannel, but I just wanted, because when I keep my cords, I want them just
My
little.
cords are everywhere. Oh, my goodness.
But look at the stitching on it.
Oh my goodness
So-
gracious.
She
And now
sashikoed her cord.
I did.
That's
She
amazing.
did. That is
And
so
then because
cool.
sometimes you have thicker cords and thinner cords, I added 1 snap on one side and 2 on the other, and you have a little bit of versatility
You're
there.
such a smarty.
She is.
Oh my goodness, how fun. All right, guys. Well, I hope that you are inspired to go and create all of these things that we show today. You can find on our website at mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com, and just look for under as seen on 3 Things Live.
Yeah.
Is where that collection is, so that's pretty awesome. And don't forget to download your free sheet that we shared today during Theme 1 about matching textures with needles, all right? I think you're gonna find it very, very useful. One of those things to download, print, keep in a binder. Now you have a reference to go to.
That is great information.
Yeah. And as Cheri also mentioned earlier, 25% off of all flannel this week at the shop. Unfortunately, we don't have it online, but if you do not live nearby,
Look
by
at
all
this.
means, come to the store, or excuse me, well, yeah, come to the store, but give us a call,
Yeah.
and
I'm
say,
just-
hey, I'm looking for some flannel. Can
I'm
you
going to
help
throw
me
my
out?
2 cents in on that flannel. It is some of the nicest flannel.
It really is.
Yeah, they've got, the brands are fantastic, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
So 25% off
Yeah.
all week long. Let's see. I know there's been some questions about what ruler did you use. Cheri used the 8-inch
Yes.
ruler,
The 8-inch log cabin trim tool.
and Suzanne used the 10.
I used the 10.
Okay,
But the
so
wonky
either way.
log cabin would be fun for
Yeah,
all
I
of
thought about
them.
that.
Any of
yeah.
those log cabin rulers would
Yeah.
be fabulous for sure. So, all right, a couple last things to mention before we leave today is, first off, we want to know, what's your comfort place? I want to hear what Cheri has to say. What's the one cozy thing in your house that would never make a magazine shoot, but you'll never get rid of it because it's comfort? We want to hear about it, and we're going to be talking about that on Wednesday.
Okay.
Can you think of something? You
what
think
is-
about it for a minute, Cheri.
Okay. It would never make a magazine shoot.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So we just got a new couch. My
Okay.
kids call it the Cadillac couch, but the couch we got rid of was the best nap couch, and then we gave it to my kids. And
Okay.
it's not pretty. but
like
we
it.
did get rid of it. But
like
we
that.
we did go visit them, and I'm
Nice.
like, this is just the best napping
the
couch. The pillows at the right side. You know.
At the Thurgood household, we had the most uncomfiest couch because I didn't want it to be too comfy for the teenagers. Just saying that it was not going to be a make-out couch, okay?
Yeah, there you go.
Like, this is really hard.
That
Yep,
one was-
that's exactly right.
That's what this one was, guys. But we got rid of it, and now we have like nice couches.
Too funny. Too funny. All right. We want to hear about it. Let us know your stories. We also want to mention the Swig Night is coming up on November 20th, next Thursday. So make sure and join us. Set the date in your calendar. And that's going to be at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Oh, I'm still thinking about that hard couch. Yeah, that was really good. And then finally, we have one more call out, an ornament memory lane. What's the one ornament that you'll never give away? Share your photos and the story behind the ornaments with us, because that is also coming up on Live 3 Things. I don't know. I'm telling you that it works. It works, folks.
Does
Yeah.
it?
Don't have a comfy couch at your house if you've got teenagers.
If you've got teenagers.
Just saying. You heard it here. The things you learned on 3 Things Live. Hey, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep doing all the things you love, and we hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.